Hello, and welcome back to another Wildlife Wednesday. Today I am out here, actually over 100 miles away from Bethel Horizons. I'm back home in Milwaukee. Now, I always encourage that you go outside and experience nature in whatever way possible, whether it's going around your street and looking at the trees that are planted, or coming around to a forested area such as I am today in a nearby park, and just getting out and experiencing nature for whatever it is, whatever that means to you, within reach. I walked here today. It's only about a mile from my house, and yeah, enjoy this little experience I'll have out here in Milwaukee. Now, of course, you may be thinking, what the heck are you going to show me while you're in Milwaukee? You're surrounded by concrete, literally and figuratively. I just don't see anything that could be that astounding where you are. Well, you know what? I beg to differ. Now, literally right here, right next to a sewer drainage, right here on the Milwaukee River, there's this old willow here. And you may be thinking, wow, it's an old willow, but what the heck happened to it? Why is it broken off? Well, if you take a closer look, it's all been chewed on by beavers. These are all beavers that are living within the Milwaukee River, right inside the Milwaukee area. And this is one of the most astounding things. They have just been, recently have really been thriving in this area. In fact, the camera right now is set up on a log that is also downed by beavers. And they really have done a lot of work, especially in the lower Milwaukee River, right in the area that I'm in right now. If you look closely, you can literally see the individual tooth marks as the beaver, they came over and took some gnaws out on that bad fella. Now, even in the wintertime, I can come down here, hike the trails next to the river, and I can still identify trees. In fact, I learned to identify all of the trees that any trees that I learned within the first year. I learned to do it by coming down here, grabbing leaves and looking at them. And clearly by this one, by the very sharp points on the leaf, and there being about 9 or 8 points on that leaf, clearly a red oak. Now, while you're down here as well, you can come here to also bird watch. Hopefully I'll be able to zoom in on there in the middle of the screen, but there is a hairy woodpecker that is just going to town on that looks like an old ash tree. And it really is going to town on that sucker, looking for any kind of grubs or worms or whatever the heck is going on in there. Just hoping it can get a good bite to eat on this cold winter day. And of course, because we are no longer in the driftless area, we're also dealing with some pretty cool soil types and almost geology of sorts. Because all of this soil here, at least a lot of this layer of soil, was deposited after the glaciers had melted. So you can look in this here, you can find these little pebbles, these little round, smooth pebbles that really have been, just kind of imagine them being trapped inside the glacier and kind of rolled around and slowly eroded. Now, along with little pebbles, we also get these giant boulders that were left here by the glaciers, probably in the most recent glaciation about 10 to 12,000 years ago. And these are all igneous rocks. However, there's no bedrock around here, at least for another 200 or 300 miles, that is made up of any sort of igneous rock. Not until you get way up north in Wisconsin where there's granite bedrock. And of course, the reason they're here is because as the glaciers moved through, they scraped away that top surface of rock, picking up these giant chunks of rock and slowly moving them down here. And as the glaciers receded, they left these bad fellas right here for us to enjoy. It's so nice. And now as this video comes to a close and the sun sets across the stream from me here, as always, I want to remind you guys to get outside and just enjoy the world around you, whether it's coming out to a park like this or going around your block looking at the trees, or maybe a squirrel or something, just enjoying the natural world that surrounds all of us. But of course, in between getting outside, I sure hope you tune in next week, the next Wildlife Wednesday.